In two separate videos, I'm going to show you all the questions that you can create for a Google form, which you can use to make a survey or you can use to make a quiz. So the first five will be the first five options that are available. First, we'll go over multiple choice. It's pretty easy to make. To adjust the actual question, you would just click right in this field and you can edit that question. To add options, I already have a number of options here, but to add another option, I can click right in here. I'm going to go with one other color there that I'm missing. Okay, and then you can hit tab and that will add your new option. If you want to remove an option, you'll just hit X over here. So if I accidentally add an option that I don't want, I can just go ahead and remove it that way. So that's how you add a multiple choice question. To the next few questions, first one is a short answer. This is one of the simplest ones to add. All you have to do is type in the question, and then the response will be in a short text box. So depending upon how long of a response you want, you may want the short answer text, or you may want the long answer text, which, by the way, you might be noticing over here in this box right here, this is how you change the type of question that you have. So if I click here, you see short answer, which we went over, paragraph, which we went over, multiple choice, and then the last two that we'll cover are checkbox and drop down. And the remainders we'll cover in another video. So the next type is a checkbox, which is very much like a multiple choice. In fact, the way you design it is exactly the same. The only difference is going to be how the user interacts. So you may have noticed whenever you're filling out a form online, if the selection is in a circle, it allows you to choose one option, whereas if the selection is in a box, you can only select, or you can select as many options as you would like. And I'll show each of these functionalities in just a moment here. But here we have the question, what kind of restaurants do you prefer? And whoever's taking the survey can actually check as many boxes as they would like. The final type is, again, very similar to the multiple choice. The difference is how the user will see it. It will appear in a drop down, so the user can select their favorite season. Now, let me just show you what this, here we'll send this survey to ourselves really quick. And I'll show you what each of those question types look like. So, what is your favorite color? I can select one, and you notice each time I click, it deselects my previous option. So I can only select one option. What city do you live in? I'll just put Chicago here. Describe the best day of your life. A good day. But you notice, one thing that I'll show you is I can insert a lot more text. So I have a lot more free space, whereas if I were to try to do this in this previous field, it's a lot more difficult to read. Okay, so it's not really designed for the long text. Whoops. And then the checkbox, this is going to act much like the multiple choice, but you notice as I select, it is not deselecting the previous option. And then finally, the select your favorite season, a lot like the multiple choice, but instead of using round buttons to click, you instead will use a drop-down list. So those are the first five questions. Make sure to watch the second video to get the remaining questions.